Okay, so today in class we learned how to use inverse operations. You always look at the variable. In this case, it's x, and you ask, what are they doing to the variable? In this case, they're adding 1.5. How do we undo that? We subtract 1.5 from both sides. Then once you have the solution, you should plug the solution back in. It's called substitution. Um, So you substitute back in and then double check your work. So 1.75 plus 1.5 does equal 3.25. Check. We have checked our work. That way you always know if you got it right or wrong. Like in this case, we think that n equals 11. So I'm going to do 2 times 11. Does that equal 22? Yes. 23 minus 11, does that equal 12? Yes. 4 times 11, does that equal 411? No, it equals 44, not 411. I've got 11 divided by 1, definitely equals 11. 11 minus 7 definitely equals 4. So lots of those. So here we go. I've got that they're adding, what's the variable's x? They're adding 1.8. So I'm going to subtract 1.8 from both sides. In order to do that, I'm going to make the 5 look like 5.0. That becomes a 4. That becomes a 10. I get that the answer is 2 and 3, 3.2. Now over here, the 1.8 minus 1.8, this just becomes a big old 0. And so you end up with x equals 3.2. To double check that, what's 3.2 plus 1.8? 3.2 plus 1.8 is 5.0. So I definitely have double checked my work. And we're ready to move on. So you know whether you got it right or wrong before even having to check the answer. This person thinks it's 6.8. Well, if this was 6.8 plus 1.8, that's like 8.6. And so that's not right. Um, Equals 8.6. Did I? Okay. Not 5. Okay, I've got lots of these. 4m equals 8. I divide both sides, or I look at the variable, I say, what are they doing? They're multiplying by 4. How do I undo that? I divide by 4 on both sides. So I think that m equals 2. To double check that, 4 times 2 equals 8. Cha-ching. Definitely true. Next. This one's a weird one. So they're multiplying by 1/2, and so technically I would be dividing by 1/2 to get rid of that. I would divide by 1/2, divide by 1/2. But as we've learned earlier, dividing by 1/2 is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. Take a look at the right hand side, flip it over, then you multiply. So instead of dividing by 1/2, we could multiply by 2 over 1. And that just becomes 5 times 2 is 10, 8 times 1 is 8, or if I had simplified, I get that that equals 5/4. And so I'm just going to put it in as 10/8. Oops, not that. 10 over 8, and keep on going. Oh, I should have double checked. 1/2 times 5/4 equals 5/8. If I had not simplified, if I had done 1/2 times 10/8, then the 10 and the 1/2 simplify, and I got 1 over 1 times 5/8 is 5/8. Check, check, cha-ching, we move on. 10d equals 32. The d is the variable. They're multiplying by 10, so we're going to divide by 10, and I get that d equals 3.2. To double check that, 10 times 3.2 equals 32. 3.2 was the answer. W plus 5.2 equals 17. I'm going to subtract 5.2 from both sides. Make that a 0, yes, 6, 10. Boom, this gets a W. That's just a big old 0 equals 11.8. Let me double check that. So I would do 11.8 plus 5.2. 0, 1 is 7. 1, 17.0. So I get 11.8. Going into this, they're multiplying by 1.5, so I would need to divide by 1.5. Divide by 1.5. Well, that's just 9 over 15. If I wanted to simplify it, which I don't really, but 9/15 is the same as 3/5, or as a decimal, which is ugly, 0.6. So there's lots of ways I can do 1.5 times 0.6. I get 90. One decimal place, two decimal places. 0.90, which is the same as that. So 0.6. Here we go. 24.6, they put the variable on the other side. Now, technically, they're adding C, but the 6.1 is a positive. So to get rid of that, I subtract 6.1 from both sides. I get 18.5 equals C. To double check, I do 18.5, 6.1, and I get 24.6, which is a check. 18.5. Okay, if I put in a 0, oh no, because then that number is going to equal that number. How about a 1? And then I don't want to do the smallest of numbers, but like x plus 3 is going to equal 4, because 1 plus 3 equals 4. Then I'm going to use 2. Oops. I could do 2 plus 5 equals 7. That works. And so check. Next. 212 times 2 is 424. This one's the same thing. I can't draw it, but it's got one decimal place. That 0.2 has one decimal place, so my answer has to have one decimal place. So 4.24. Then I've got a 0.2 and a 0.02. That's 3 decimal places. So over here, I'm going to have 0.424. But in every case, it's 424, 424, or 424. QQ, what did you do wrong? Oh, well, they should have done a 0.25, not 25. 60 times 25 is like 1,500. Hopefully they did not pay, they didn't get $1,500 off of something that costs 16 bucks. But 60 times 0.25 is 15. That's the same as doing 16 divided by 4. Yeah, because 25 is 1/4. Multiplying by 1/4 is the same as dividing by 4, back and forth. Javier is correct, and the answer is 15. Yay! I wasn't even expecting this to be already done. But at this point, I've made it through all of these. If you have any questions, ask in class. But definitely, I was checking them myself as I was going. I was plugging the answers back in, so I knew most of those were correct. But I'll see you in the next video.